Making headlines this hour. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz reiterates his administration's dedication to fostering an inclusive society where equal access to information and opportunities is guaranteed for all. The government of Maldives says it is closely monitoring developments in Yemen and reaffirmed its support for the country's internationally recognized government. In preparation for the upcoming holy month of Ramadan, the government announces that 75% of the canned tuna cases set to be distributed as Ramadan gifts have already been produced.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Idham Naeem. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz reiterates his administration's dedication to fostering an inclusive society where equal access to information and opportunities is guaranteed for all. In a message on his official X account to mark World Braille Day, the President emphasized Braille's transformative impact in empowering persons with visual impairments, enhancing their learning, independence and dignity. Reaffirming his government's vision, President Muiz stressed that compassion, inclusion and accessibility remain central to governance, ensuring no one is left behind in national progress. Echoing this sentiment, First Lady Sajida Muhammad underscored the resilience of persons with visual impairments and the critical role Braille plays in their daily lives. The First Lady insisted that access to knowledge is a right, not a privilege, calling for greater empathy in societal development. She urged collective efforts to promote kindness and compassion, ensuring every individual feels valued, supported and empowered within their communities. In a message marking World Braille Day, First Lady Sajida Muhammad declares that the pursuit of knowledge is a fundamental human right for all, which begins with the essential act of understanding the feelings of others.
In a social media post to commemorate the day celebrated annually on 4th of January, she underscored the critical role of Braille in empowering the visually impaired community. The First Lady highlighted the textile writing system as a vital tool for accessibility and independence, asserting that seeking knowledge is not a privilege but a right for everyone, and that this journey starts with societal empathy and recognition. First Lady Sajida emphasized the importance of inclusion, noting that every individual in society should feel their contributions are both visible and encouraged. She issued a call to action, urging citizens to work towards a more compassionate and empowered society for people with visual impairments. The day, which coincides with the birthday of Braille inventor Louis Braille, serves to raise public awareness about the system's transformative power in providing educational and social opportunities.
The government of Maldives says it is closely monitoring developments in Yemen and reaffirmed its support for the country's internationally recognized government. In a statement by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Male welcomed a call by Yemen's Presidential Leadership Council for comprehensive talks aimed at reaching a political settlement through dialogue. The Maldives also welcomed Saudi Arabia's initiative to host a conference in Riyadh, describing it as a constructive step that reflects the kingdom's commitment to Yemen's security and stability and to advancing a peaceful solution through diplomacy. Yemen has been mired in conflict for more than a decade, with repeated international efforts underway to revive negotiations and bring an end to the fighting. In preparation for the upcoming holy month of Ramadan, the government announces that 75% of the canned tuna cases set to be distributed as Ramadan gifts have already been produced.
Minister of Cities, Local Government and Public Works, Adam Sharif Umar, shared the update during an appearance on PSM News' Rajya Miyadu program. Under the annual initiative, each household will receive a case of canned tuna as a Ramadan gift. Minister Adam Sharif highlighted the preparations are well underway, with lessons learned from last year's distribution challenges, where delays and logistical hurdles were overcome within 2 days after his ministry took charge. This year, efforts began earlier to ensure smoother implementation. The minister acknowledged past difficulties, including shortages in prepared cases and nationwide distribution hurdles, but assured close coordination with relevant agencies and companies. He added, by 15th of January, further details on distribution plans will be made public. Last Ramadan, the government distributed 111,231 cases, 50,519 to households in Male City area, and 60,712 to provincial communities. Alongside tuna gifts, this year will include discounted electricity bills with a cap of $25.94 for households billed at domestic rates during Ramadan.
The Ministry of Social and Family Development announces an expansion of senior citizen centers across the Maldives with plans to establish facilities in 4 atolls, Lamu, Ra, Dalu and Shaviani this year.
The Minister of Social and Family Development, Dr. Aishat Shiham, emphasized the importance of addressing loneliness among the elderly, highlighting the need for safe, emerging spaces where seniors can socialize and participate in meaningful activities. Currently operating successfully in Male and Hulu Male, these centers host cultural events, recreational activities, and friendly competitions, fostering a sense of community. She revealed the initiative has garnered significant support from local island councils, with 74 having expressed interest in establishing similar centers in their regions. Minister Aishat Shiham noted the strong collaboration between the ministry and local councils, including training programs to ensure effective implementation. She added, while local councils will manage the centers in the atolls, the ministry will provide continuous support. The move aligns with President Dr. Mohammad Muiz's commitment to protect and empower senior citizens, ensuring their active participation in society.
Maldives Airports Company Limited, MSCL's Chief Executive Officer Ibrahim Sharif Mohammed says the government has made all the necessary preparations to initiate the Diddu land reclamation project for the island's airport development.
Diddu Airport development is a key presidential pledge of President Dr. Mohammad Muiz. Speaking to PSM News, MACL CEO Ibrahim Sharif Mohammed stated that the final preparation works for the land reclamation project in Diddu is currently underway, and the dredger used for this project has already been transported to the location. One of the world's largest trailing suction hopper dredgers, the Liv Erikson, is planned to be utilized for this project. This dredger has a capacity of 46,000 meter cube and signals the third hopper dredger brought by the government to accelerate land reclamation efforts. The other dredgers currently active are Boskalis dredger from the Netherlands, Princeton, Netherlands, and Orange hopper dredger. MACL stated that approximately 102.73 hectares of land is planned for reclamation under this project. President Dr. Muiz, during a community meeting with Diddu residents in January, assured that all pledges made to the island will be fulfilled with the utmost priority, and that the airport development project is a landmark project designed for sustainable, long-term development plan not only for Diddu but the entire region.
The Maldives Bureau of Statistics projects that more than half of the country's population will be living in the capital over the next 36 years.
According to the Maldives Population Projection 2022 to 2062 report, 53% of residents are expected to be concentrated in Male by 2062, continuing a long-term trend of population movement away from the atolls and towards the capital. The report estimates that the Maldives' total resident population, including foreigners, will rise from the current 547,651 to around 678,000 by 2062. A major driver of this growth is the resident foreign population, which is projected to increase significantly to more than 263,000 people. By 2062, foreigners are expected to make up nearly 39% of the country's total population. Male City alone is forecast to grow to over 361,000 residents, up from about 228,000 today. Among Maldivians, the shift towards the capital is even more pronounced, with nearly 60% of the resident Maldivian population expected to live in Male by 2062. The number of Maldivians residing in the capital is projected to rise from around 157,000 to more than 246,000. The report also highlights widening demographic changes across the atolls. By 2062, only 6 atolls are expected to have more than 10,000 resident Maldivians: Hadal, Shaviani, Ra, Kaf, Lam, and Adu. In several atolls, the foreign resident population is projected to increase sharply. In Wav, more than half of all residents are expected to be foreign nationals, while in Adu City, foreigners are forecast to make up more than 36% of the resident population. The findings underscore the scale of demographic transformation facing the Maldives, raising long-term questions about urban planning, housing, infrastructure, and regional development.
SME Digital officially rolls out a significant new financing product specifically designed to address a business expansion of micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs, across the nation.
Business expansion financing aims to assist MSMEs target expansion with financial assistance. The loan scheme is tailored for new asset purchase and business diversification by assisting MSMEs to open new revenue streams. The product can also be used for infrastructural investment, allowing businesses to utilize it for opening new outlets. SME Digital said that the product offers $64,683 collateral-free loans, and businesses have the option of accessing over $323,415 financing under the scheme. It said to provide easier access to such schemes, the loan repayment period is set for up to 10 years with 1-year grace period. SME Digital CEO Badruddin Hassan stated that the loan scheme will allow business to expand and reach the next phase of business growth. The opportunity to apply for this new financing product is now immediately available through the dedicated online portal accessible on the SME Digital website at www.smedigital.mv.
The Minister of Youth Empowerment, Information and Arts, Ibrahim Wahid, says the government is in the process of setting up youth hubs in 6 regions across the country. The first youth hub has already been inaugurated in Male City, aiming to conduct skills programs for youth, organizing recreational activities, providing a healthy and mentally supportive environment, and offering counseling and youth well-being services under one roof. Speaking at a press conference held at the President's office, Minister Wahid said no dedicated space for youth previously existed and the government is addressing this gap. He said agreements have already been signed to establish youth hubs in Adu City, Formula City, Tinadu City and Kurdufushi City. President Dr. Mohamed Moise has emphasized making these hubs important platforms to empower youth and nurture creative thinking. The Maldives Media Institute, MMI, concludes its school holiday camp December 2025 and awarded certificates to participants. The camp ran from 27th December 2025 to 3rd January 2026 with 151 children participating. 9 workshops were held under the program, including sessions on video editing, coding, sewing, embroidery, TV presenting, paint and craft, and vocal training. According to MMI, many of the participants and returning participants who attended previous holiday camps conducted by the Institute. MMI is conducting courses and training programs in various fields with a focus on increasing children's interest in presenting. Tesla cedes its crown as the world's top electric vehicle maker to China's BYD after annual sales fell for a second year with intensifying competition, the expiration of US tax credits, and a damage to the automaker's brand hurting demand.
With global EV sales rising 28% last year, BYD outsold Tesla for the first time on an annual basis, helped by rapid growth in Europe, where the Chinese automaker has been widening its lead over the US rival. The annual deliveries figure raises questions about whether Tesla can stabilize its core auto business following 2 consecutive years of sales declines, even as it pivots to futuristic projects such as robotics and self-driving cars to justify its steep valuation. Tesla shares were marginally up in early trading. EV demand has softened in the US since the end of September, when President Donald Trump's administration ended $7,500 federal tax credits. Tesla said it delivered 418,227 vehicles in the October-December quarter, down 15.6% from 495,570 a year earlier. Analysts expected 434,487 vehicles, or a 12.3% drop, according to Visible Alpha. For the full year, Tesla delivered 1.64 million vehicles compared with 1.79 million in 2024. Analysts polled by Visible Alpha had expected deliveries of about 1.65 million vehicles, marking the company's second consecutive annual decline. Analysts have said Tesla came under immense pressure in 2025 in North America and Europe, where competition intensified and the company faced brand backlash due to CEO Elon Musk's political rhetoric. Growing competition from Chinese firms and European automakers such as Volkswagen and BMW has weighed on Tesla's sales momentum. BYD said sales outside of China climbed to a record 1 million vehicles in 2025, up about 150% from 2024. The company has said it aimed to sell as many as 1.6 million vehicles outside China in 2026, though it has not disclosed an overall sales target.
US President Donald Trump says the United States attacked Venezuela and captured its long-serving president, Nicolas Maduro, in an overnight operation, promising to put the country under American control for now, including by deploying US forces if necessary.
At a news conference in Mar-a-Lago, Trump said U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio had been in touch with Venezuelan Vice President Delcy Rodriguez, Maduro's presumptive successor, and that she had been sworn in as president.
They're going to be a team that's working with the people of Venezuela to make sure that we have Venezuela right. Because for us to just leave, who's going to take over? I mean, there is nobody to take over. You have a vice president who's been appointed by Maduro. And right now she's the vice president, and she's, I guess, the president. She was sworn in as president just a little while ago. She had a long conversation with Marco, and she said, we'll do whatever you need. I think she was quite gracious, but she really doesn't have a choice. We're going to have this done right. We're not going to just do this with Maduro, then leave like everybody else, leave and say, let it go to hell.
The removal of Maduro, who led Venezuela with a heavy hand for more than 12 years, potentially opens a power vacuum in the Latin American country. Asked how long the U.S. plans to control Venezuela, Trump said rebuilding the country's infrastructure would take time. The U.S. has not made such a direct intervention in its backyard region since the invasion of Panama 37 years ago to depose military leader Manuel Noriega over allegations that he led a drug-running operation. The United States has leveled similar charges against Maduro, accusing him of running a narco state and rigging the 2024 election.
Portugal's 2026 presidential election is set for January 18th, and all polls indicate that a second round looks almost certain because no candidate is expected to win an outright majority in the first round.
While the presidency position is often described as largely ceremonial, the role can be pivotal in a fragmented political landscape because the president can dissolve parliament and dismiss the government, among other constitutional roles. Last polls show a tight, divided field. André Ventura, leader of the far-right Chega party, Henrique Guevio Emelo, a former Navy admiral running as an independent, and former Social Democrat leader Luis Marques Mendes were in a technical tie. Ventura's polling strength comes from Chega's rapid rise since its founding in 2019, noting it became the second largest party in parliament after surpassing the Socialists in a May general election. Ventura has argued that winning the presidency could be an easier path to change legislation legislative elections. He has also pledged to act as an interventionist agent if elected, including promises to fight corruption among long-dominant mainstream parties. Polls also suggest Ventura would likely lose a head-to-head runoff to either Guevia Omelo or Marcos Mendes, reflecting high levels of rejection beyond Chega's base. Ventura has faced criticism for remarks described as racist toward the Roma community and South Asian immigrants, while Guevia Omelo national profile rose sharply when he coordinated Portugal's COVID-19 vaccination campaign and has presented himself as the only true independent candidate.
Japan's defense ministry says it had logged a stern protest and strongly condemned a reported launch of several ballistic missiles by North Korea towards the sea of its east coast.
South Korea's military said North Korea fired several ballistic missiles from its capital Pyongyang around 7:50 a.m. local time on Sunday. The missiles are believed to have already fallen, according to Japan's defense minister Shinjiro Koizumi. The first launch of North Korea's ballistic missiles in 2 months comes as South Korean President Lee Jae-myung will make a state visit to China starting on Sunday, where Seoul has said peace on the Korean peninsula would be discussed. The last time Pyongyang tested its ballistic missile was in November.
The Toronto Blue Jays reaches an agreement with Japanese slugger Kazuma Okamoto.
The deal is for $60 million over 4 years, includes a $5 million signing bonus and has no opt-outs, according to the reports. The 45-day negotiating window for the 29-year-old infielder was set to expire on Sunday. If unsigned, he would return to the Yomiuri Giants of Nippon Professional Baseball. Okamoto, who plays third base and first base, is a 6-time All-Star in Japan with 248 home runs in 1,074 career games. The 248 homers were the most by any players in NPB since 2015. The right-handed hitter posted 6 consecutive 30-homer campaigns from 2018 to 23 and hit 327 with a career-best 1.014 on-base plus slugging percentage, 15 home runs and 49 RBIs across 69 games last season. He was also part of Japan's World Baseball Classic Championship team in 2023 and hit a home run in the final against the United States.
Winter arrived in Germany with ice and snow, while people in Munich were able to enjoy winter activities in the bright sunshine with ice skating on the Castle Canal at Nymphenburg Palace. Heavy snow fell in the capital from early morning, accompanied by grey skies and strong gusts of wind, transforming the parks and streets into a winter wonderland.
There were sledges and snowmen everywhere you looked, and as the snow stayed, many people took the opportunity to have a snowball fight. Brothers Ben and Oliver Wood didn't want to miss out either. According to the German weather service DWD, the weather conditions in Berlin and Brandenburg are likely to remain unchanged for the time being. A storm depression over the Baltic Sea is bringing cold sea air into the region, causing snow, frost, and at times strong winds. The frosty conditions are expected to continue. Roads may therefore become slippery quickly, and there are warnings of snow drifts due to the gusts of wind.
That concludes news for now. Thank you for watching PSM News. Have a good day.